Alright. Friday I came in, or Thursday morning, and I talked to Officer Ferraro, and he told me, what I left with the impression that he was going to go based on what I had offered as a complaint, and he was going to procure the teller's name and whether or not there was a video showing the contact, and he has said that basically that ain't what is going to happen. He just basically said my complaint didn't have the validity to deem as a criminal act. That the teller was grabbing and fondling on my clothes and propositioning me in a weird manner in front of my child. Basically an assault. Okay, now when I left, I would imagine it was. I was just trying to pay for some gas and some chips. And your officer left me with the impression that he was going, with enough information conveyed, that he was going to answer my grievance with a procurement of the video and the teller's name. And where did that go? When I followed up, it did not happen. And go ahead. Correct. Okay. I've called theirs and have not got a reply from them. Okay, so if I was to be on the bus and I was to grab a girl's lovely attire as the bus driver, that would be cool. Say, I could fix your buttons up right there. I mean, I don't understand the problem here. You know, it's different. Okay. That explains the process. Well, I would understand that, and I would expect that everybody be treated with the same common respect, especially with the situation of today's systems. I'll tell you. He said he could fix that button. He was a leather worker, and it was a pretty jacket. And then I got my child back, and then he's touching something else. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to conversate with him. I want to get my gas. I do not want to be fondled. I do not ever want to be just touched by somebody who's in any capacity. Any capacity. As a free citizen in this country, I'm not going to be imposed upon by nobody, and I do deem it as an assault. I don't go around touching anybody I want to touch, because that would land me in a position of being assault. It is an assault. It is not unwarranted. It is an assault to take somebody in their professional or any public area. I mean, if I'm working at, I don't know, man, at any of these establishments here in this area, I don't say, oh, well, that looks like something I could help you with, and touch their article of clothing. It's not appropriate behavior for somebody in hospitality industries to. So you will lie. Your officer lied to me. Said he would appropriate the gentleman's name and any kind of surveillance that showed the incursion. So that's cool. That's kosher. But me wanting to have that information so I could take it to the magistrate or just have it secured so I can think that, I don't know. I just think that it's inappropriate for me to have to beg to get a civil get you to take my half and help me document this incident. Well, I didn't say I was. I'm saying it's an assault. It's a sexual harassment assault. You don't touch anybody. You're the professional at an establishment. You do not touch your patrons. Well, I beg to differ, and I just don't see where you can condone that. Well, he could have done all that without groping on me and pulling at my jacket and tugging on my person. You comprehend the line right there? My son doesn't need to see some man comfortable enough just to start tugging on my clothes. I don't think it's appropriate. I think it's very inappropriate in a public facility for somebody to be groping on another person, especially a patron, to their establishment. I feel it is an assault. I would like to appropriate his name and any evidence you can so I can go to the magistrate tomorrow or at the earliest convenience. Please, sir. More than I would condone. I mean, I'm trying to pay the gentleman. The only reason I maintained my position was because I was waiting for a transaction. I'm making a statement and then I'll give you a minute. Yes. He grasped my jacket and tugged on it a couple of times and said, I would like to fix your button. I can fix your button for you. That is what he did, yeah. And then some other little grass at something else on there after I'd recorralled my son. I don't know, man. It all happened so fast. I just don't appreciate it. Yeah. Well, that would be because there was no. I mean, that is up to the magistrate, as far as I knew. And your officer told me he was going to appropriate the intel that I needed to proceed. That'd be fine. That'd be fine. That's all he said he was going to do. I'd appreciate him do it. Yes, sir. Well, that's. I mean, follow through on what. Don't mislead somebody when they come in with a complaint and say, okay, well, we'll do this, and then just denounce them as soon as they're out the door. Okay. This is the same kind of stuff that happened a couple years ago. I appreciate that, and that's about the gist of what he said he would do is what I expect to be done. Okay, I expect it all just to be noted because, I did call their corporate office. I told them I don't appreciate it. I'm conveying that I don't approve of it. Not that I want him hauled off and fired, but I want it to be set in stone that this is not appropriate behavior. Not cast stones at the guy. I don't know the guy. I don't know him. And if I'd ever No, you enforce the civil law and order of our community, and I had a grievance as a citizen who was trespassed upon. Well, I think groping on somebody is just about as blatant as you can get to being over the line, and that's all for debate. So, if groping, he ought to keep his hands to himself in a professional environment such as that. I've been up here in my whole life. I've worked everything from putting kids on bumper cars to I've never seen anything that blatantly disrespectful from anybody I've worked with or myself. No, sir. When will I get that name? All right. Well, I'll talk back at you then by Friday, maybe morning or sometime. All right. Thank you. I love you, Jason Lee. I love you, son.